Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Solana price prediction based on Elliott wave analysis. I would like to mention that this video is sponsored by MEXC celebrating the 7 years with massive bonuses. You can find the link in the description below. Starting on the daily chart for the bullish and bearish scenarios where we have a 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5 toward the upside, finished wave A or a wave 1, ABC toward the downside, finished wave B or a wave 2. After both case scenario, you would like to see an impulse, and this is exactly what we got, a wave a C or a wave 3. Meaning you are currently in 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5 leading diagonal, or you are in an ABC finished as well and you're looking for 3 waves down after a zigzag, 3 wave corrective and continuation for wave C toward the upside. Final scenario is 1, 2 and then 1, 2. And then continuation for wave 3, massive explosive impulse toward the upside. All these bullish scenarios has in confluence a target inside this blue box, which is between the 0.38 and the 0.5, $75 and $50 for Solana. And of course, if we, in case we are in the short-term bear market, we're looking, of course, for a 3 corrective wave ABC, as of course it can be a zigzag, it can be a regular flat, it can be a triangle, it can be anything. However, higher potential, of course, that the minimum requirement is 0.38, and that means, of course, Solana is looking for this $75 soon or later. Now, basically inside this area, we have finished a wave A. Let's move inside it, of course, to see what's going on. So inside this wave, we are looking after the top here of the wave 5. You're looking at A, you have a triangle, wave B, and a wave C impulsive toward the downside, potentially finished a zigzag in W. You're looking at an X in between, very sharp X3 waves. And then, of course, a finishing here at a final 3 structural waves, of course, for a W, X, and a Y with a bridge in between as a wave X. So a perfect W, X, and a Y double zigzag, a complex structure finished, and then of course you start to move toward the upside impulsively. And of course, not surprised that this, of course, impulse has unfolded a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 toward the upside. Let's start from here potentially where you have a wave 1, you finish a wave 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 extended wave 5 for the wave 3. We were questioning here, are we in a wave A or are we in a wave 1? And that because, of course, it was questionable for this wave 5 here. But actually, we got an answer today, of course, as an ending diagonal, which it looks much more nicer as an answer for wave 5. Meaning this was, of course, a corrective wave for the whole time, knowing that the time has took so much. And I always mention that, of course, the time is not an invalidation, but of course, preferably that the wave 4 reach only the double time. And of course, we see here the double time has overpassed, and I think even the 3 times. Yeah, let me check the triple. And no, not triple, so perfect timing. Actually, I still see it as a wave 4, and of course having here as an ending diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5, finished wave 5 potentially. And we're gonna see what's going on, of course, inside this area. Are we looking for this wave 2 right now, which it of course has started from the top, of course, and is looking for a minimum requirement, of course, which is 0.38. Now, how we know that this is a wave 4? That because, of course, we hit only the 0.23 fib level and not the 0.38, and that means, of course, you are still in a wave 5 finished, and currently you're looking for the 0.38. And basically, I'm looking, of course, for the 118 for a wave 2 and then continuation toward the upside. What does it mean, of course, in a bigger view, right? So, okay, we saw this onto where are we heading, right? So basically, we finished 3 waves down, right? We finished a W, X, and a Y. And of course, now we're looking at a potential impulse toward the upside, meaning it can be, of course, a zigzag wave A, B, and a C toward the upside. Unless something impulsive is unfolding as 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, it can be, guys. So it can be a wave A here, then getting wave B, then a final impulse that even it can take the all-time high one more time again. And of course, like as I mentioned in Bitcoin as well, this potential scenario, tricky potential scenario, is very possible. Being corrective, 3 ways down, 3 ways up, overshooting, taking the all-time high in an expanding flat A, B, and a C. Imagine you are still in a bear market. So imagine a bear market as an expanding flat. The wave B is gonna be a zigzag, very sharp zigzag, starting with an impulse, and here we go. So the possibility is starting to get higher and higher with time, right? So taking the all-time high and then moving toward the downside with a wave C. Yep, so very tricky, but yeah, we are there to analyze always to see what's gonna happen. Now, of course, the answer is gonna be given in this area here when we get a 1, 2 or an AB. Yeah, so if we get 1-to-1 fib level, we are in a zigzag, we're moving down. If we overshoot the 1-to-1 fib level, we are potentially in an impulse, meaning 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, potential wave A, B, and a C, again, overshooting the all-time high. This is how we're gonna play it. Yep, so let's take a look also at KGT. So as overview on KGT for the 15-minute chart, we can see, of course, we are still, we're very close to the top here, where you have this bearish signal, and of course followed with a second bearish signal. We're very, very close. So I can say even it got a little bit invalidated here. And so this is this 15-minute chart. But don't forget that also you have another sell signal with pressure, of course, from the top here, and even higher and higher. The more we get data, the more we get bearish signals, right? So basically, the higher you go right now, the more pressure you get as well with the selling. But basically, as a convergence here, it is, of course, kind of invalidated, yeah, with the price action. So very strong price for Solana on the overview 15-minute chart. If we dive a little bit deeper, we can see, of course, that we got a very strong divergence as well for Solana. Since this bottom here, we got, of course, the divergence, the bullish signal, and here we go. It has pushed a move toward the upside, and of course, this is looking as well, again, as we said, invalidated. Same as for here. We are on the same top here. Let me check this on the chart, by the way. Let me move in. Yeah, so basically, as you can see, this is what we're talking about. This high and this one and this one. Those are all bearish signals, which they got just invalidated right now with this price action. So basically, Solana is looking very strong right now, but basically, you want to see, of course, where it's gonna end. Yeah, so now this is a lot of overlapping. So basically, there is nothing impulsive. You cannot expect like a wave 3, for example, or something like this, because a lot of overlapping, meaning, of course, higher potential that this is an ending diagonal. Yeah, wave 1 here, and B and a C, and of course you're looking for wave 1, a 2, 3, 4, and a 5 potentially, unless it can be even a bigger wave 4 potentially. So everything is possible, guys, like A, B, and then a C again for a wave 4, and before moving toward the upside. Well, at both case scenarios, we're moving down. Yeah, so because this looks corrective. Yep, so that was it for Solana. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.